Good morning, students. Hope everyone is fine. I'm very happy to meet you. For the next class, we're going to learn the third poem. The third poem titles. The title of the poem is Lines Written in Early Spring, William Wordsworth. This beautiful poem, Lines Written in Early Spring, is written by William Wordsworth. Let's see something about the author, the poet. William Wordsworth, his life period is from 1770 to 1850, and he was a major English poet who, with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, helped to launch the Romantic Age in English literature with their joint publication Lyrical Ballads. These two great personalities, William Wordsworth along with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, they launched the Romantic Age in English literature by publishing lyrical ballads. It's their joint publication. They both joined together, publish lyrical ballads. Poem, it's like romantic poems, and that's how they helped to launch the Romantic Age in English literature. And Wordsworth was Britain's poet laureate from 1843 until his death. He died in the year 1850. So, for the past, that means from 1843 to 1850, government has appointed him for the as a laureate, poet laureate. Okay, in the King's Palace for the government. Otherwise, okay, for any occasions, Wordsworth has to compose a poem because he was appointed by the government from the year 1843 until 1850, until his death. He was popularly known as a nature poet. Almost all the poems of William Wordsworth related related to nature. That's why he's known as, or he's called as, a nature poet. And some of his famous poems are Daffodils, The Solitary Reaper, To the Cuckoo, The Tables Turned, lines composed a few miles above Tinton Abbey. So this is all about the poet given your text. Let's move on to the figure of speech. So we have personification here in this poem. What is personification? Personification is the attribution of a personal nature, a human nature or human characteristics. எதுக்கு கொடுக்கப்படுறது? To something non-human. Human qualities given to something non-human. That is called personification. And the second one is aphorism. Aphorism is nothing but a short or concise or memorable expression of a general truth or principle. In this poem, what man has made of man. In that line, so a general truth has been expressed. So that particular line is aphorism. And the next one is alliteration. It is very common, you all know it. Alliteration is the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. In a single line, any words begin with the same consonant sound. The repetition of the consonant sound, that is called alliteration. Okay, then we'll move on to the poem. In the first stanza, let's read the first four lines. I heard 1,000 blended notes, while in a groove I sat reclined in that sweet mood when pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts to the mind. So here you want to know the meaning of these words. Grove means a small area of land with a group of trees. It's a small area of land with a group of trees. In Tamil, they say thopu. So, grove means it's a small area of land with a group of trees. Sat means old fashioned spelling for sat. SATE, but it is still pronounced as sat. So that's the old form of what we call now as sat. Recline is nothing but lean back in a position of rest. அப்படி ஈஸி சேர்ல சாஞ்சிருக்கிற மாதிரி recline. Okay. So this position, அப்படியே சாஞ்சிருக்கார் பார்த்தீங்களா? No, he is in a reclined position. He is leaning on the stem of the tree. Okay. So this particular stanza is A B. A B. Notes, thoughts, reclined mind. So the rhyming scheme is AB and AB. Okay, let's look at the meaning. I heard 1,000 blended notes. So the poet is reclining, leaning on the tree, and he heard something, 1,000 blended notes. If you could hear the beautiful noises that are made by the birds and the breeze, everything is mixed like a music. That is what he is hearing. And he was in a groove. In the second line, he says he was in a groove and he was sitting in this reclined position or posture. Okay. So during that time, in that sweet mood, when pleasant thoughts, so he was in a sweet mood, and that mood brings pleasant thoughts, but suddenly that pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts to the mind. See the contrary, the pleasant thoughts and sad thoughts. What made him, enjoy the pleasant thoughts, and suddenly why there is a shift of mood from pleasant thoughts to the sad thoughts? Because of the beautiful musical notes that are made by the nature in the form of birds and leaves and breezy air, he was in a pleasant thought. But something has changed his mood to sad thought. Let's see what is that in the next stanza. Hope you understand the first stanza. Okay. The first, the to her works did nature link. Okay, this comes in the next stanza. Let's see that in the second stanza. Okay. To her fair works did nature link the human soul that through me ran, and much it grieved my heart to think what man has made of man. To her fair works, that means God's fair works. Nature is made beautiful by God. And because of God's beautiful work, nature linked the human soul. Whatever we enjoy in nature, that is connected to the human soul. That through me ran. The poet is sitting and he is connected to the nature. His soul is connected to the nature. That is because of the beautiful work of the nature. Otherwise, you can say it is by God. And in the third line, he says, and much it grieved my heart to think. Why is pleasant thoughts moved or shifted to sad thoughts? And now, in here in the third line, his heart was very much grieved. Why? Because to think what man has made of man. Here, this man is a singular person, a man has made of man. It's a community, general common man. மனிதர்களுக்கு ஒரு மனிதன் என்ன செய்திருக்கிறானோ அதை நினைக்கும் பொழுது என்னுடைய இருதயம் கவலைப்படுகிறது. What man has made of man? What man is doing to a man? Just because of selfish ambitions, he can do anything cruel, anything selfish to other people. When he thinks of that, when he thinks of what man has made to the nature, what man has made to the other human beings, that made his heart grieve. That is what the poet is telling in the second stanza. See, the word grieve means mourn or to feel intense sorrow. The grieve means intense sorrow, the sorrow which cannot be explained with words. No, that is the meaning for the word grieve. And the rhyming scheme is again A, B, A, B. Link, think, ran, man. Okay. And this is the small picture which I try to locate. Man is shooting at the nature and he's trying to destroy the nature in any way. This is what man is doing to the nature and man is doing to the other man. That is why the poet's heart is grieved. Hope you understand the second stanza. Let's move on to the third stanza. And here, the last line, what man has made of man, is aphorism. Aphorism is a concise or memorable expression of a general truth or principle. என்னடா மனுஷன் ஏன் மனுஷன் இப்படி இருக்கான் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஒரு ஜென்ரல் ட்ரூத்தை ஒரு சின்ன சென்டென்ஸ்ல ஒரு சின்ன கன்சைஸா ஒரு எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் கொடுக்கிறது தான் aphorism. So this line is aphorism under the figure of speech. Let's move on to the third stanza.